not everybody from the town. Then you'll get bias. Suppose there are 10 diabetics in the town, you'll get everyone included. So it is the most representative. In fact, it's so representative that if you take the entire curve, the graph, and put it over the representative sample. Okay, so the aim was to find out not just diabetes but also hypertension, dyslipidemia, and so on, which we'll go into. Now we had
OGTTs done in about 113,000 individuals. That's 1,13,000 individuals done from nook and corner of the country. However, there are also internationally other methods of diagnosing diabetes. Those are through the A1C and other methods. So we also have prevalences that is done through the A1C criteria, the HbA1c, and a combination of the OGTT and A1C. Now in our country, the best method is the OGTT. Accepted method by the RSSDI and other national guidelines is the OGTT, and hence we have used that method for all estimations of burden calculations. However, if you use the A1C criteria, the prevalence goes up to 13%, and if you combine criteria, we have a combined national prevalence of 21.1%. So globally, these various criteria people look at. Now shown here are maps of the country. So this is urban India, this is rural India, and this is overall together. So here we have color-coded maps. Up to 5% prevalence is shown in green, and up to 7.4 is in yellow, up to about 10 is in orange, and above 10 becomes red. So if you look at urban India, this is diabetes prevalence. Almost the whole country is showing high prevalence of diabetes. This is urban India. If you go to rural, there's more heterogeneity. You'll see that higher prevalence in mostly in the south, some parts of the north as well, with lower prevalence in the east and some of the central parts of India. Now if you combine that, look at the prevalence, diabetes prevalence highest in the south. All the south states are in red, and of course we have Punjab, Uttarakhand, Delhi, etc. also in red with yellows here. So this is the diabetes prevalence. If you want a state-wise prevalence here, it goes from the lowest here, 4.8% in Uttar Pradesh, to 26.4% in Goa, and I see the PI, Dr. Ankush Desai, also on this call. So yes, so you see this wide heterogeneity. India is diverse in everything, so naturally even the diabetes prevalence has huge heterogeneity.
As pre-diabetes, and pre-diabetes, even if it stays as pre-diabetes, the risk for heart disease and strokes and all that are almost same as diabetes. So 2/3 will remain like that. 1/3 can convert back to normal. These are the people who didn't have family history. Maybe they had little obesity, then they started exercising, jogging, and then they became normal. So about 1/3 can become normal also. But the point about pre-diabetes is, if you take 100 pre-diabetics in India and 100 pre-diabetics in say Europe, or white person in Europe or in US, the rate of the conversion is much more in Indians, South Asians. So Indian, Pakistani, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, this particular group of South Asians, we have the fastest conversion because we seem to be losing beta cell function very fast. Or pancreatic insulin reserve seems to be running, probably because we eat too much of carbohydrate and rice, and that's a different issue, but for some reason we are more prone. So having a lot of pre-diabetes, more pre-diabetics than diabetes, 136 million, even if 1/3 of them convert, okay, another 30-40 million, we'll go to 150 million people with diabetes in our country. We cannot do that. So the study is not to create an alarming situation in the country and say frighten everybody, but to say that so much can be done. If you have got diabetes, you can prevent complications with proper treatment. If you have got pre-diabetes, try to convert to normal. Don't progress to diabetes. That is the whole idea behind this. Because the numbers are growing very fast. If we wait too long, saying that very rightly, I think Dr. Nikhil Tandon also said, Dr. Shashank Joshi also said, that communicable disease will always be there. If we say let us wipe out malaria, then we'll talk about this. Let us wipe out TB. By the time it will become 200 million. We won't, it will become, suppose even 1/4 of them develop kidney disease. Let's say we have 100 million people. 1/4 develop kidney problem needing transplant or something. 25 million people, 25 million kidneys you're going to go, you can't get 5,000 kidneys. Where are you going to go 25 million kidneys? So you just cannot. 25 million dialysis units, it is impossible. If you think about it, we'll never be able to satisfy the proper treatment and give it to our people. That is the reason why prevention becomes very important. Okay, the back, sir. Yes, sir. Question one வந்து pre-diabetes எப்படி prevent பண்ணி, how do you prevent pre-diabetes and going to diabetes? Actually we have got data from India itself for that. What we have shown is இப்போ நம்ம நாட்டில் வந்து 65% to 70% carbohydrate எடுத்துக்கிறோம், மாவு சத்து. If that can be brought down by just 10%, and if you can increase protein, plant protein by 10%, that 10% you replace. You take more Bengal gram, green gram, black gram, plant-based protein and cut down the amount of rice or wheat that we take. That itself is enough to prevent diabetes. Really, India study we published 3 months ago, okay, or 6 months ago. So it is not very difficult. If we change, and we don't need a dietitian in every village to talk to every diabetic patient. If we are able to, through social media and through media, it's your role as media. If you say we are eating too much carbs, you cut down the carbs. Or plate காமிச்சிட்டு, don't fill all your plate with rice and sambar, rice and rasam, rice and curd, rice and this. You take vegetables half. Quarter plate you take protein, non-veg protein, vegetable protein. So it's so simple. Plus you must do exercise. அப்புறம் கொஞ்சம் யோகா பிராணாயாமம் பண்ணி you reduce your stress also, you can definitely prevent. So it's not as difficult as we think. Only thing is people must do it in a sustained manner. சும்மா 2 நாள் பண்ணிட்டு ஒரு வாரம் பண்ணிட்டு அப்புறம் விட்டுட்டா no use. You must continuously do it. Yes, we heard somebody here asking whether I can ask.